Let's head over here. Is there anything you want to work on?
I'll get the crayons out.
Yes, I like that. Yeah, thank you. All right, looks like we're live. There's that one. We're getting back into organizing today. How many guys have you seen the short I made today? We worked on organizing, and we found some of the Ready Hour pancake mix, and there's 5 bags in the box, and we made 3 bags last night, and we filled all the trays for the freeze dryer, and I was able to bag them up this morning. So right now we're trying to go through the pantry and rotate, and I'm trying to get back in the swing of those. So right now, let me check the markets. Markets are down. Let me check them again. I go to Kitco, and I like to check on the prices. It was down a bunch on Friday. A lot of people are not calling it a crash. I don't call it a crash either. I think it's just a lot of different variables with the markets and the banks and shorts and contracts. And right now, I saw it hit 79 early on. It's up a little bit. It's at 82.58. Gold is 47.74. So a lot of people get hung up on these, almost treat it like a trade. It's not a trade. This is very much long-term at the metals. And for this, for example, this is long-term. So if it's down, it just gives you a little bit more to buy. If it's up, fantastic. You just keep holding. And like I've said to people, you have different reasons to sell. I would say sell on an as-needed basis. If it's car repairs or investment or anything of the like. How random. But yeah, if you check out the markets right now, silver is down 81.77, gold is 47.67 on Kitco. Still, all things considered, how it ended last year. Select the sneaky one. So yeah, we're going over recipes and meals. Did you guys check out the short that I uploaded today? We actually freeze-dried 5 trays of buttermilk pancakes. So we're getting back into the rotation of food, proteins. We're focusing on protein this year. We have chicken, beef, meals. With the freeze dryer, we freeze-dried vanilla yogurt. August of last year, today, we bagged up the pancakes. So this is like a nice combination. We went heavy with the metals, I want to say the last 2-3 years, and now we're getting back into meals. Think fruit, think protein. If you can freeze dry, if you can dehydrate your own. We're looking at old recipes. Like we're looking at World War II recipes. If you look at some of the older videos, we actually went into this recipe book and made some of these recipes. We made, what did we make? The faux T-bone steak?
Oh, the emergency T-bone steak, I believe.
The emergency T-bone steak. Let me see if I can find that.
Or emergency steak?
Yeah, it was emergency steak. And this is this is basically during World War II. Make the most of your cereal foods, and gives you all these plans, ratios, how to expand your food, you make your fats last, your sugar last. Wheaties muffins, Boston brown bread, French toast, Yankee Doodle macaroni. Frost your cake and have your sugar too. Basically making rations last. There are so many great videos that we've watched from Wartime Kitchen. How to work with Stretching, the wise use of time is as important as the best use of food. There's all these different methods. How to make your sugar last, your butter last, your eggs, your proteins. Food in wartime. I got this for I think $2 or $3 on eBay.
Yeah.
So it talks about what everyone went through. Meals at odd hours, adjust the menu for wartime. So if you had men or women working the night shift, how to give them the best energy, the meal, protein. The victory lunchbox meal. We made a few of these recipes. I think we're going to back into it and make it like a mini series. Hospitality in wartime, if you got married during the wartime. How to keep morale up during the wartime. So if you had shortages or challenging times with food, like right now, if you guys watch, or who here watches Adapt 2030 and is aware of the Grand Solar Minimum and the changes in the cycles with famine and drought and flooding, all this cold weather that's hitting all at once. There's so many good channels out there. Let me go over here. Let me make sure you can see the comments. Yeah, we're gonna do this, and we'll work with more of these recipes. I want to see if I can find that emergency T-bone. That was interesting. We actually, what did we use? Wheaties?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically brought by, this cookbook was created by General Mills. So whatever General Mills was selling at the time,
They were put in there.
yeah, so all of these ingredients and their products is what they mention in the book. Bisquick, Kix, Wheaties, Cheerios, Gold Medal flour.
I think it was gold medal or Wheaties. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it was Wheaties because it's in the back cover. Let's see if I can find it.
I think the name was emergency steak.
It was emergency T-bone. It had T-bone in the name. I want to find this. Wartime cake, eggless and milkless and butterless. Oh, yeah, I know. Let's look at that. Brown sugar. Where is this? Water, lard shortening, raisins, nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, salt, baking soda, water, and then gold medal flour, of course, and baking powder. So you really had to make do with what you got back then. A friend in need, a friend indeed. Talks about baked goods, 7 basic food groups. Oh, it's little cartoons to try to help you make your food stretch. Hell gives you extra energy and vigor. Let me see if I can find that T-bone. It wasn't bad, but it was interesting just how they came up with these recipes. Like back then, it tells you the different methods of cooking vegetables. And how to save energy if you're trying to cook, like crock pots or getting something really hot and then putting it into a big pot and then wrapping around with blankets. So it's almost like a slow cooker. So you start it in the morning or midday, and by dinner time, it should be ready. Calling vegetables into service. Prepare for combat. Talk with the vitamins. This is funny. When was this made? This was made in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Here's the foreword of the book. Oh, and stretching meat. That was another high-ticket item. How to get creative with your meals, meal planning. Depending how many people are in your family. Let's see here. Yeah, look at that. Meat is perishable, stored properly. Fresh meat, ground meat, smoked, poultry. Meat is precious, prevent cooking waste. So even if you had or given lower cuts, how to make the most of it. Meat is scarce, extend it. Try these. Mock steaks, pot roast stews, meat pies, birds and chops with stuffing, pinwheel rolls, meats to use, extend with. So if you didn't have enough of meat, here's how to extend it. Cereals and other options. That's wild. All right, let me see if I can find. Oh yeah, page 7. Look at. Here's the old list. Got toast switches and Mercy's steak. Page 7. Oh, there it is. Check that out. Mercy steak. 1 pound ground beef or hamburger, half a cup of milk, 1 cup of Wheaties, salt, pepper, and chopped onion.
Oh, it was Wheaties.
Yeah, it was Wheaties, yeah. Spread, let's see here. Spread the other side with butter. Prepared mustard, spread with meat mixture. Dot with a little bacon fat. Broil 7 minutes. Place on pan. Pat the T-bone steak shape. So basically you're shaping it like a T-bone to 1 inch thick. Broil for 8 to 15 minutes at 500 degrees, very hot. Turn once. I remember trying this and it got very hot. I actually had to lower it. You're actually better off just baking it instead of just broiling it for that long. I would say bake it and then broil it if you want a crust on there, but it wasn't bad. It was very interesting. Multiply eggs. Treat them right, they'll do you right. They get tough if you make them too hot for them. This wasn't just helpful with the recipes, but it was also psychological too. You okay?
Yeah, okay.
Make cheese go further. Depending on how limited you were with rations and food options. See, this stuff like this is good to glean from because now, I wish I had a. I can only bring so much with me. Each week I try to. That's why I didn't go live last Sunday. I was trying to figure out what to bring. But we got meals now. You have pasta primavera. You have the cheeses, the pasta, the vegetables in here. All you have to do is just pour some out into a bowl, add the hot water, thicken it to your liking, and then you're all set. And now we have freeze-dried avocado slices for a good source of fat and flavor. You can be absolutely super creative with this. Only brought so much. Let me see if I can find more. I did bring some wheat berries. Now, flour is phenomenal if you want to bake your own bread. The table and chairs are attacking tonight. Flour is great for baking, all sorts of options, but it will spoil and go bad over time. With wheat berries, red, white, hard, soft, put them in Mylar with an O2 absorber. Grind as needed. It'll be much fresher and better for you. And that'll be the longest lasting option if you want to do your own baking and cooking. So let's check Kidco. It's up some. It's up to $85 again, where it closed on Friday. Still very happy with metals. Even if it's low, it's more of a buying opportunity. If it's up, great. You just hold and then use as needed. This is definitely not. Who here thinks or is in the camp of silver being long-term versus short-term? Do you believe that you're going to use it shortly? Or are you in it for the long haul? I can definitely say that when it comes to metals, long-term, it's a great option. And it's just a great way to hedge your bets with the markets, your banks, in case there's a banking emergency or issue. Think 1933 and on. If you read the book by Benjamin Roth, Diary of the Great Depression, yeah, look at, you got these nice recipes. Cider cake. Oh yeah, look at that. See, again, I'm going back into the basics when it comes to cooking. Print these out. Don't just go digital. Have some cookbooks on hand, so you know how long to cook your beans, your lentils, your rice. These things are great. You go online and look for old cookery cookbooks. And back in the day, recipes were called receipts. Yeah, let's see. This is like old school. I'm talking early 1800s, where the lowercase s's were an F. Yeah, like these right here, it just says use these ingredients, but didn't give you measurement. If you want to make cakes, like a plum cake or a plain cake, 9 pounds of flour, 3 pounds of sugar, 3 pounds of butter, 1 quart Emptins, 1 quart milk, 9 eggs, 1 ounce of spice. See how this looks like a little F? Lowercase s's were F. 1 gill of rose water, 1 gill of wine, and that's it. You just kind of have to roll with it. Doesn't tell you how long to bake it, what to bake it in. But again, you have to start somewhere when it comes to old recipes. It's wild. So again, you can be as creative as you want. You can get some old cookbooks, try the recipes, see what works. Like I said before, with the Betty Crocker book, I had to figure out, make adjustments in our oven versus what they were telling me how to cook it, saying how to cook it in there. So practice now, then trying to figure out when you really need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, you have options. Freeze dried, focus on protein, good fats like butter powder, heavy cream powder, things that are good for your diet. Every family is different. Think about paper plates, paper cups, or things if you don't want to wash, you want to conserve water. Definitely invest in those. You can burn them. Get yourself a well pump. If you have a well, get yourself a well pump. So if you lose power, you still have access to clean water for cleaning, cooking, hygiene, all that good stuff. Or if you don't, rotate like this big blue container right here. You can rotate with those containers. You can use glass bottles and rotate. Think of everything as an insurance policy. You have extra of anything when it comes to food. We all need food. Water, think about the basics. And find old cookbooks like this. Look at how people survived and what they did to get through challenging times during World War II. That's wild. Yeah, I found this on eBay, I think for $2 or $3. Let me know if we should go through this recipe book and make more recipes and see how they come out. We made the T-bone steak, and what was the other one? We made toe switches. Let me see if I can find that on page 7. Oh, there it is. Ground beef, half a pound of ground beef or hamburger, half a cup of milk, minced onions, salt, pepper, and 4 slices of bread. Spread other side with butter, prepared mustard, spread with meat mixture, do a little wait, where is that? That was the steak, that was T-bone one before. You got pinwheel, meat rolls. These are really quick to the point. These are short and easy ones. 6-layer dinner, American chop suey, meat in a blanket, multiply eggs. Yeah, if you can get powdered eggs, those are so versatile. Baking, cooking, breakfast. Great source of protein. You got your cheese, open cheese sandwich. I'm trying to find some more obscure ones. Vanilla ice cream, old-time roast custard, pudding, save your shortening, save your baking fat, vegetable potpourri, honey glazed carrots, spring fancy victory pancakes, glamorize your vegetables. Dried peas and beans. E asked a very good question before. How do we cook these things? That's why I made a printout with directions, the cook time for beans and lentils if you don't make it regularly. You can save and conserve your energy from cooking them and soak your beans overnight. That'll save energy depending on, you know, if you have propane, fire. Distribute the fruits of the harvest. Cook if you must, but spare the vitamins. Old-time refrigerator pudding. Baked or broiled peaches or apricots. Upside down cake. Old yeast muffins. Quick celery crescents. Oatmeal bread. Eggless white cake. Eggless chocolate cake. Quick apple coffee cake. Wartime cake. Eggless, milkless, and butterless. We should try that one. Just like we're talking bare bones recipes. Wheaties coated cookies, Kix bars, Wheaties muffins, like they're really pushing.
Yeah.
Yankee Doodle macaroni. Scrapple. What's scrapple? 1 pound lean boneless pork, salted water, salt, drain, shred the pork, enough liquid to make 3 cups of stock. Add back in the pork, bring to a boil, stirring constantly, add in pepper, celery and sage. Pour into greased pan, chill, cut into half-inch slices, fry with bacon drippings. Ah, that's interesting. Okay. You know what? I think we're going to add that to the list. We're going to make some scrapple. Okay. Put that on this page. I wanted to try it with beef. Ooh, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Almost like thin sliced beef sandwich for like Philly cheesesteak. That could be fun. But yeah, definitely something to think about. Adding to the norm, getting back in the swing of things, is putting back food. Wheat berries, food. Again, if you have a freeze dryer, or if you and your family members want to get in on one and make different meals and take turns using it, we made, actually, it's a great time to get your kids if you want to learn how to cook and bake.
Yeah.
We plowed through 3 of those bags of the regular hour pancake mix. She was pouring, flipping, cooking. I was moving the trays in next to her so she can put them on there, and then move them away with the fan, cool them down, pop them all in the freezer, and then run them through the freeze dryer, and they were done this morning. So that was phenomenal timing. You can make beef stew, you can make any meals. You can make anything comfort-wise meals if you want. I think it's an asset. If you had a freeze dryer, or if you would go in with your friends to get a freeze dryer, would you make meals all the time? Would you make hamburgers, anything high protein, maybe even scrambled eggs, run it through there? That actually doesn't take a lot of time at all. If you make it, put them on the trays, freeze them ahead of time, and then run it through your freeze dryer, you actually save a few hours instead of letting it freeze in there. So yeah, you can get prepared at many different facets. It doesn't just have to be metals. It can be food, recipe books, print them out. So if anything goes down, you actually have access to a lot of help. A lot of people, you know, we all go online for everything, but just print out instructions. How to soak your beans, how to cook, new recipes. Try to, you know, I sold recipe books. Found sausage with apple cider, chicken casserole, lamb pie, apple pie, baked jam roll, flapjacks, pancakes. What else are they called?
I got flappers.
Crock pot. Put that thing on low and then put it away. You can freeze some meals. You can can them. You can even just can and pressure can your meats. Chicken, beef, whatever it is you guys want. Just get like really creative with those and then just rotate them. Yeah, let's check out the markets. Even if the markets are low or down, oh, it's actually up. $86.49. Again, even if the markets are down, it's a buying opportunity. Wanna go by your nose real quick? Yeah, here we go. I'm still waiting for the 26 Kookaburra. I'm hoping our local coin shop has it. That wombat kills me. Let me see. Let's end the poll. Discuss another one. How are you? Let's see. How are you diversifying? Let's see here. One ounce rounds. 1/10. Ooh, I like that. How are you guys diversifying when it comes to metals? Is it 1 ounce rounds, 1/10 rounds, fractional gold, or both? When the ratio was tightening into the 40s, I was looking into getting more gold. But when it's higher, I steer more towards silver. Because you can always do those trades, play the ratio in the future if you want. I like to know, let's see here. 1 ounce rounds, yeah, again, you can base it on weight, get more money for your metals. The higher you buy, the more you save on the premium. The smaller you buy, the tenths, the grams, you're paying a higher premium, but as metals move up in value and price, it's easier. Like if you say gold goes to $10,000, you're talking $1,000 for your tenths versus grams where you have more leeway. You don't have to carry as much in your pocket, and you don't have to worry about cutting or clipping. So it's good to diversify, even 90%. Like, where is this? $50, 90%. These were going anywhere from $35 to $40 a few days ago. Dimes are fantastic. Quarters. And you can go sovereign coins. Think Maples, American Eagles, Libertads. Some of the Canadian coins have some really pretty previews on there, like the little monkey. Oh yeah, the Kookaburras. Let me see. I was trying to plan ahead for tonight's live. And we've actually been busy trying to organize. Like right now we're working on pruning the fruit trees. Now's a good time to get outside and get your gardens ready. This year we're going to make some improvements to the garden. We're actually going to add chicken wire over where we're going to grow some wheat. A couple years ago we were successful with the wheat, but the problem was the birds came in and decimated it. So this year we're going to cover it. Trying to find some examples for fractional. I was trying to grab what I could for fractional. So you got anything from 1 gram gold. These are options. Depending on your budget, depending on how you're planning things out, you can even go as small as a 1/4 gram. Something like this. You can put in your pocket, you buy a bigger ticket item. You can be as flexible. I would definitely say, me personally, be diversified. Have buffalo rounds, have 1 ounce sovereigns, You can go as low as a 1/4 gram of gold. You can go for 1 gram of gold. And remember, the smaller you go in any denomination, the higher the premium you're going to pay. You can even go creaking if you want to.
Yeah.
This is 0.426, so almost half a gram. It's very creative. Remember, the bigger the denomination, the less you're paying on the premium. And if you dollar cost average, buy a little bit each week, you're doing very well. Get your friends and family on board, go to coin shops together. You know, find a great coin shop and talk to the owner and ask him what the market's doing, what he's seeing. Because they're going to be a wealth of knowledge. They see what's coming in every single day. They're going to help you. Depending, hopefully they'll ask you what your plan is, what brought you in, why are you buying, are you in for the long haul? Then they'll probably say silver rounds first, build up your wealth, your weight. Then once you have enough weight in rounds, you can diversify and go into Libertads or Kookaburras and Sovereigns. I would say whatever the best deal is, whatever you get most out of it, do that first. Just like food, just like any other insurance policy. Food, you need food, water, and you gotta stay hydrated. Any over-the-counter meds, medications, things that you need on a daily basis. Just think the basics. When you get up in the morning, what do you do? From when you get up, what you do throughout the day, and then when you go to bed. If the power goes out, how do you handle that? We had that big snowstorm come through. Lots of ice down south, lots of snow up here, and right now there's wind. That second system that came through along the Carolinas, Virginia, and the Outer Banks. Get your friends and family to cook together, put away food, learn how to can, learn how to pressure cook. So yeah, you have lots of options. There's so many ways to diversify. And just get ready. Again, let's check the market. Yeah, silver's 86. This, again, I look at that as a buying opportunity. What, early last week, it was $115, $120. And now it's $86. Buy a little extra. Buy, you know what, if you couldn't afford, let's see, where is this? The 90% last time? Buy extra 90%. What I do is I go in, I'll buy some rounds, some coins, whatever's available, and then whatever the change is, I'll ask, can we get some dimes? Can we get, maybe some $50? Whatever the case may be. You can be as creative, so you don't have to get change back. You say, hey, what can I get with the change? And maybe they'll work with you and sell you the 90% at spot or just under spot, depending on, how often you go in there, how well they know you. Again, talk to these coin shops. Build a great reputation with them. Conversate, talk, learn, see what's going on. And go in there often, dollar cost average, instead of just buying every now and then when you think there's dips. But no one knows when the dips are coming. But when you see them like this, take advantage. Instead of buying a gram, maybe you can buy a 10. So, do the best you can that way. Same thing with food. Instead of buying a bag of something, maybe you can buy a number 10 can. And then you can get real creative, and you can take, since can openers are so important to so many cans, we have these P38 can openers that fold in half. So I bought a whole bag of them, and I put them on top of the cans like this. So all throughout these random cans, just shake one, and you can just peel on top. There's a can opener there. So get extra can openers. Think the basics. How to stay warm, food security, water, metals. In case, again, the dollar value is going down, just printing like crazy. There's loss of confidence. We've talked about this many times. Countries buying massive amounts of metals from September of 24, making it more public, to last year to this year, and growing. So just because the markets are down doesn't make it the end-all be-all for metal prices. It's something that's been used for monetary reasons for thousands of years. So if countries are buying, I would follow suit and protect yourself and be your own bank in the future. So if anything happens, at least you have some coverage, some protection, just like you would with car insurance, home insurance, food insurance, water. Have your cookbooks, have your recipes, and just work together. Get your friends and family on board. Learn how to can together, pressure cook together. When the farmers markets are open, check them out. In fact, we just learned about the largest Amish farmers market. Let me see if I can find it. I hope I still have it. Nope, that's not it. It's called the Green Dragon Market, Farmers Market in Pennsylvania. Green Dragon Market, let's see. greendragonmarket.com. It's 60 acres, and they're open every Friday. Green Dragon Farmers Market and Auction. Yeah, merchant directory, auctions, gallery. They got food vendors there. This looks amazing. Green Dragon Market in Lancaster, PA, one-of-a-kind experience. Open every Friday year-round. Yeah, this place is huge. You got auctions, 3 different auctions every Friday for hay and straw, household goods, and small animals. Merchant directory. They got raw milk, raw cheese, raw cream, already cooked food, vegetables. Yeah, I want to try that sometime. We're going to go out to Eprata? How do you pronounce it? Ephrata-pa. This is going to be fun. I want to check that out. Oh, cool. Silver's doing well. It's up $1.94. It's 87.34. Okay. Not bad. Again, these little things add up over time. And the great thing about this is if the ratio tightens, you can convert. Like if it's really high, you can convert gold into silver. And when it tightens, you can take the silver, roll it back into gold, and still have some silver left over. So you can be really creative. Again, just a little bit, every little bit adds up. The wheat berries, this is huge. Being able to grind your own wheat and have fresh flour for meals like this in the cookbook. Yeah, we're gonna get back in the cookbook in the wartime series. I think we're gonna try scrapple, but we're gonna try it with beef. What do you think?
Yeah.
Wanna try that? I like it. Yeah, again, get your friends and family involved. Ask them, hey, if you lost power, how prepared are you? Are you okay? Do you have a place to go to? Are you ready, depending on how your family is set up? You guys can work together, have a little assembly line going, cooking food, putting stuff away, canning it, pressure cooking it, wherever the case may be. Be creative, right? You want to drink some water? Alright. Let me check the market one more time. If you guys have any ideas how, if you guys are prepared, if you're ready for a snowstorm, ice storm, if there's a power outage, even during the summertime too, there are parts where there are rolling blackouts, where it's just too much strain on the grid. What do you guys do? A lot of people forget about the drought that we had a few years ago, where I shared video of mile-long, like this, there's a line of people on the road for miles trying to process their cows because they couldn't feed them or keep them watered because it was that dry. Especially down in Texas and Oklahoma and Wyoming, which is dry. So if you can, at today's prices, can up some meat, rotate it. It's good for at least 2 years. Rotate it. Make it a yearly thing, so if anything were to happen, at least it buys you some time. And you have protein on hand and food. And if you can invest in a freeze dryer, highly recommend it. I waited years. And then around summertime, early fall of 22, I started seeing a lot of people that I would follow online talking about how Harvest Right made lots of improvements, could blow your nose, feel better. Customer service. They had 600, people around the country, able to help you with your machine if you had any issues. massive amounts of upgrades and updates. So I said, okay, we're going to invest in it. Took some silver, rolled one investment into another, into the harvest rate, and that thing has paid for itself many times over with meals and just basics. Like if you have any kiddos or babies, vanilla yogurt bites. You can make meals, freeze-dried beef stew, freeze-dried hamburgers, freeze-dried, I mean, just be as creative as you want. Whatever your favorite meals are, run it through there. Eggs, oh my god, powdered eggs, scrambled eggs, just great source of protein, chicken soup. God, you can freeze-dried cheesecake, for God's sakes. You can do lots of creative things just for morale boosts. It doesn't just have to be rice and beans. If you plan now and then really get things set up, you are so ahead of everyone else around you in case, God forbid, anything happens. And even if it doesn't, just rotate through it. It saves you a trip to the... I can't tell you how many times we saved a trip to the grocery store saying, hey, I need eggs, or I need this or that. Oh, that's pretty. High five. And I have it. Just open up a can. Making the butter biscuits. That was a no-brainer. If you need extra eggs for something for the holidays to bake, you're good to go. So like I said before, if you guys have any ideas or suggestions, put it down in the comments section. Keep stacking, keep putting food away. I'm going to pack all this up and then move it out tomorrow. But I forgot to bring some things last Sunday, that's why I didn't go live. But I just want to show that if you take some recipe books and practice them now and be creative, just a little bit here and there, that's the trick. Being consistent every week. Whether it's buying a silver coin or putting away some meals. Make it a habit every week. Plant some fruit and nut trees. Learn how to prune them, learn how to take care of them, propagate them. Learn how to graft them. You can have different fruit trees on one tree. You could take, here's a book. I'm going to be grafting this year. I'm going to have different fruit trees on one tree. Peaches, cherry, and pear on one tree. So you're going to have different colored flowers on this one tree with 3 different fruits. So you can graft, you can learn how to grow food indoors, outdoors, expand. But the trick is just being consistent. Every week, do a little something. Work on a whiteboard, come up with a to-do list, write it on your calendar, say I'm going to work on this. Spend $100 a week on silver. If you can start there, fantastic. If you can put that towards food, even better. Save up and invest in a harvest rate. It is absolutely an investment. Just like anything that works, anything of value, make it work. And then try new recipes. Get your friends and family on board and work together. But definitely, I want to check out that Amish, that Green Dragon Market.
Yeah.
Some one of these Fridays. I'm thinking when it gets a little warmer, that'll be a lot of fun. I've heard nothing but great things from their food, their breads, meals, everything. We're gonna bring a cooler. We'll probably make a short video about it, show what we're buying, what's available. It's a 4 or 5 hour drive, but you can make a day out of it. Talk to other people, see what they're doing. This is fun. So this one, this little guy right here is cute. But yeah, guys, again, it's just a matter of making it a habit. If you want to see anything good happen, any good changes, be consistent. Markets, that's out of our control, but the best thing and something you can realize is that gold and silver are real money, real value. Dollars, you can print those into oblivion. It's just paper and cotton. This stuff is what's going to hold its value and help us out. Skills, keep learning new skills, learning history, put back food, rotate the water, create those new habits. Again, put reminders on your phone, on your calendar, however you make it work for you and you're progressing, make that happen. Alright, if you guys have any ideas for what it is that you guys are getting ready, or if you're just newly getting ready, let's close this. Okay, let's take a poll first. Fractional gold, 1 ounce rounds. Yeah, that's beautiful. Big fan of that. What is this? You can be creative. You can actually pan for that. I personally like the fractional, the quarter grams, the 1 grams. It's a little Geiger. Get your Valcambi breakers. And then at some point early on, I'm going to fish for this one. Let me tell you, I couldn't find this last week. And then you can scale up to 1 ounce. I love the buffalo. That's my favorite. Even the story behind it. They modeled the buffalo from the New York Zoo, and from shoulder tip to shoulder tip, it was 6 feet in diameter. So, you know what the funny thing is with these 1 ounce gold? You can buy a nice suit for that 1 ounce of gold 100 years ago, and today you can do the exact same thing with that 1 ounce of gold. And it goes to show you the value of what tangible assets are versus just paper, especially paper contracts. If you can get out of that, not financial advice, but I personally prefer to hold things. And then find a safe place to store it. You can vault it, keep it in a safe place. I keep it off site. But again, just find a good rotation with food, supplies, skills, security skills in particular. It's like a 365 option, if you know what I'm talking about. Be safe and secure. But again, be diversified, have options, and just be safe. I'm going to end that poll. But yeah, that's fantastic. I know there's lots of new stackers out there and people looking to get into preparedness again. That's making a comeback. I admit I got out of it the last few years, projects and things that we're working on, but my gut's telling me to get back into this, so doing it, and I'm gonna bring you guys along with it. So everything that I'm doing with updates and working on other people's pantries, I've been helping out others, trying to get ready, and more than willing to help out, locally, or just, again, answering questions on here. If you guys have any ideas, share them down below, help out one another. I love to see how people are being creative with stacks, food, putting food away, all that good stuff. High five. I was buying 1/10 ounce gold at a minimum, but I'm down to buying fractional after the price jump over the last few months to cost average. Yeah, absolutely, same here. You can do 1/4 gram. You can do the 1 gram. I like these. These are great. It gives you options. Rounds are helpful too. Depending on the relationship you have with your coin shop and how you're getting things done. I used to also buy online. I've stopped dramatically because online auctions are just not what they used to be. People are still overpaying. I'm seeing people pay well over $100 now, especially over the weekend when spot was $85. And in fact, let me just double check where Kiko's at. Yeah, $85.70. It's pretty much flat. Gold's down a lot. It's down. It dropped even more. It was 55, now it's down 108. It's at 47.83. That's a great time. I see it as a buying opportunity. So if you can save a little bit extra on the gold, definitely. If that's what you're stacking right now, and I totally get it, here's a great opportunity to get some gold grams. Fractionality is key. Think about where's a $50. I wish I should have brought the dimes. No, it's okay. I didn't bring them.
Oh.
There's that one. Let's see, we got a cookbook here. Hold on. Yeah, find some old cookbooks and practice. Oh yeah. $50. These are going anywhere between $35 and $40 online. It's wild. 90%, fantastic. Still look through your rounds or your rolls of change if you go to the bank by chance. Some people are still doing that, especially now with pennies. Yeah, diversify. You can always upgrade. Yeah, if you can get the 1 grams, you're doing fantastic. Did I bring any 1/10s? I only brought a couple of boxes with me. I keep everything off site, so whenever I drag things out, it's always extra work. Yeah, I did have a little sample one. Like the Dos Pesos. It's 1.5 grams. It's a restrike from, 1940, what is that? 45, 42, 45. This is Mexican gold, 1.5 grams. You get the Philharmonic 1/25. $1.20 Libertad. I'm just thinking fractionality in the future, in the long term, in case things were to. I thought in case prices did skyrocket and go crazy. I wouldn't want to have a whole ounce in my pocket and overpay for something. So this is going to buy you leeway. So grams, 1/20ths, 1/10ths. You can make it a habit to buy an ounce of silver each week, or save up and then go for that 10th or that gram, depending on, you know, where you're buying from. Come on, there you go. Buying volume. Yeah, it's healthy. Buy yourself some old cookbooks and then practice the recipes. That's the thing. Buy the ingredients. Buy this right here. Get yourself a 50-pound bag of wheat berries. Put it in the Mylar with the O2 absorber. And you're good for many, many years. Just cool, dark, dry spot and you're good to go. That way you have fresh wheat. Yeah, it's just a little bit of everything. Think food, water, security, depending on what state you live in and what you're comfortable with. Get comfortable with those, but be proficient. And then go through your preps. I mean, we just, like I said, if you look at the short video we uploaded today, we made pancakes from the Ready Hour, which is from, what is that? Let me see that black can. Yeah, it's in the box. I ran out of table space. This is my Patriot Supply. This is from my Patriot Supply, right? Where is this? I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this one before. Where is this from? I think this is my Patriot Supply. Yep. You can even put in when you open it up. Here you go. Thank you. Yeah, focus on protein, like this chicken right here. Avocados, good fat, butter powder, eggs. Think the essentials. Look at a lot of recipes. See what like the common denominator is. Carrots, celery, onion, butter powder, and then your meat of choice: beef, chicken, pork. You can do sausage crumbles. Those are great. And then, you know, your fruits and vegetables, and then you kind of just expand from there. Think what things are going to help fill it. Rice, potatoes, if you want to extend a meal. Those are great items too. Come up with lists and then work on that every week and just make it like a project. Start with a tote, start with a shelf, whatever the case may be. But something's telling me focus on food again this year, so yeah, just go with your gut. It was like that a couple of years ago with gold and silver. Started steering towards fractional like this right here. The last couple of years, very happy we did, because things have gone crazy. You can't predict what the markets are going to do, but while we're talking about the markets, let's take a quick look. Yeah, silver is up 93 cents, gold's down 100. That just means it's a buying opportunity if you can. Yeah, schedule each week. You know, go for like a goal. Like some people are going for an ounce of gold in grams, or an ounce of gold in tenths, or 100 ounces in silver. It could be rounds, coins, whatever the case may be. And then you just knock out, you know, you just check that project off, and then you work on the next one. It's a healthy way. It's manageable. It makes you feel good to complete these goals, and then you write down, okay, what am I going to work on next? I've got my ounce in gold. Now I'm going to work on fractional silver. You can work on a tube of tenths, or a whole tube of grams, or a tube of Roosevelt dimes, or Mercury dimes. You can make this as fun and as big or challenging as you want it to be. Yeah, just be creative. Start small, build, but just be consistent. You'll have to start somewhere, and then hopefully get your kids involved, or your family, your friends. And that can be something you guys can talk about during your lunch hour. There are people who do that during the lunchtime. There are times we're at a coin shop and people walk in and say, yep, I'm on my lunch break, and they're buying their metal. And then you have a quick conversation, what you're working on. Oh, I'm focusing on 90%, or I'm focusing on this collection or this album. So you meet different people, different plans and reasons, like how long they've been stacking. There's quite a few people that are coming in there now that are new, which you love to see. They're saying, okay, I've had enough with paper. I want the real stuff. And then that migrates to other conversations of, okay, we have a power outage. How do you feed your family or stay warm? You have water. And then you start talking about water pumps and, you know, being creative when the power goes out. Again, just that's the trick. Be consistent. It doesn't have to be all at once, and I think that's where a lot of people get disheartened. Write it on a calendar, make a a weekly reminder in your phone, and you can just really expand quickly. You'd be surprised how fast you can accumulate, and then just keep going. Alright, if you guys have any other ideas, let me see. Have you tried the Beyond Meals? Let's see. I switched from Mountain House to those on hiking trips. Oh, you know what? Let's see. They seem better tasting to me. New subscriber now, by the way. Thank you. Let me see. Oh, man, I try to bring other meal options with me. Yeah, I started off with Mountain House very early on. Beyond Meals. Oh, God, you know what? That one, yes. And Happy Yak. Look up Happy Yak. It's a Canadian company. But depending on where you live in the country, if you're in the Northeast, Kittery Trading Post, just over the bridge from New Hampshire into Maine. Awesome trading post. That place has been there for, I think, the 40s maybe. It's been there for like a long time. It's like camping, hiking, outdoors, fishing, and they have a meal section. And I discovered Happy Yak. It's like fun meals, good seasoning, a lot of good options. It's delicious. It's a great option. Freeze Dry Wholesalers, they're out of Arizona. And they're a big government contractor, but I like their options. They actually have avocados, they have chicken. So let's see here. Here's the back. It's fresh, it's clean, it's, again, think protein options right now. Think the basics. And yeah, even though we have the Harvest Right, every now and then we'll shop from here if they have sales going on or any promotions. Definitely. It's just good to supplement, for sure. Yeah, get yourself some number 10 cans, some bags, rotate through it. Practice actually using, if you had to, grid down, power outage, whatever the case may be. Practice using it. Figure out how much water you need to cook with it. If you can make meals with that, even better. That way you can use less energy for cooking. But yeah, look online. Look at a great place to start would be Wartime Kitchen. How people survived during World War II, growing their own food and working with others. They had collectives trying to cook food with very minimal, heat and energy, and being really creative. So if you want to do a real, random deep dive, 10, 11 o'clock at night, that's a fun one. But again, be creative, get your friends and family involved. Look into food fatigue. There were stories about World War I and II where the elderly and the young actually were not making it through the challenging times of war because of food fatigue. They were just eating the same thing, rice, beans, the basics, just, plain vegetables. So think about the basics. Salt. If you just have salt, you're winning when it comes to pasta. Salt your water, your rice, your beans, and then when you add your vegetables, you have a fighting chance. Think pepper, paprika, cayenne, sage powder, thyme, rosemary. Be very creative and come up with your own seasoning packets, or just buy them in bulk and put them in camping kits and actually go camping, or just pretend there's a power outage, go outside and fire up the grill. Could you cook meals on there? How creative can you get? We've actually done this with the hobo stove, the rocket stove. We take a kettle and we wrap it with foil, and you put it on there so it protects the kettle from being covered in soot, so it's an easy cleanup. And you can make your tea, you make your coffee, you can cook on there. We've cooked hot dogs on that, eggs on there. We should do that side. We should do some more cooking meals on the rocket stove. So it's being as creative as you want to be. Be your own problem solver, be your own bank, be your own pantry. Be as self-reliant as you possibly can now while times are good. So if you do lose the power for whatever reason, summertime, wintertime, you can say, I'm good, I got a running head start. I have food, water, seasoning, means to cook. Propane gas lasts a long time. So again, be creative. Work on it every week, make a challenge out of it, either with metals or food or both. And then come back and say, hey, look what I've worked on, or hey, this is what I've done or built up, and hopefully you can inspire other people to do the same thing that you're doing. Easy peasy. It's a lot of fun. Again, if you have any ideas, things that you've worked on or tried, leave in a comment or bring it to us next Sunday and we'll talk about it. High five. Good job. And let us know how you're doing. If you're working on any new projects this year, how they're coming along, all that good stuff. And then I'd love to make a video whenever we get to that, what is it? Where is it? The Green Dragon Farmers Market out in Pennsylvania. We gotta make a trip out there. That sounds fun. It's the biggest Amish farmers market. It's 60 acres. I just learned about it today, and I'm trying to find a Friday, Saturday we can go out there and check it out all day Friday. It's a little ways away. Maybe we can get there Thursday overnight and just get there early and just walk around all day. It looks fun. If you guys want to check it out, it's called greendragonmarket.com. Let's check out the market one more time. Yeah, metal. Wow, gold's down 145. Meh, silver's flat. I just look at it as a buying opportunity. Yeah, get your fractional, get your silver. I gotta find the kookaburra. I'm looking for a 26 for my album. Yeah, the Mexican Mint made me sad last year when they pulled that stunt. I've never seen a mint purposely make such an extremely low amount of coins.
Why, Ayana?
I know. It's, yeah. Ugh. Look at all future generations, they ended at 24. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for coming out and hanging out, and hopefully you get something from the videos. If not, then maybe share them with others who would. Maybe they're new into this, or just dusting off and getting back in the swing of things with metal or food and the basics. But again, if you have any ideas, leave them down below. I love seeing what you guys are doing, how creative you are. We'll swap ideas, share ideas, and we'll get back into cooking. Again, I think we're gonna try the scrapple recipe. What page is that on? I'm excited. I'm gonna try these again. We made a couple. We're gonna get back in the swing of these and make this one. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Do some more outdoor cooking, skill building. We're gonna sign up for the School of Natural Medicine, make our own medicinal garden. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun year. I'm excited. But that green market, that Amish one, that looks fun. So yeah, again, if you guys have any ideas or ideas you want to share, things you're working on, if you start one, let us know down below or next week. And hopefully we can keep you inspired and motivated to keep going. Work on those projects, start a small goal, and then finish it, and then start another one. That's like the best way to do it. I like it. I'm excited. You got anything to add?
I would say just make sure that you're prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any little bit helps, right?
Yeah. Although make sure you have plenty of variety as well.
Yes, absolutely. And just make sure it's things that you like. Oh, maple syrup. It does last. Some people say forever foods like honey. Make sure you get the small little jars, like the baby pints I call them, because once you open them, you do have to refrigerate them. So if you're thinking long term, get the little ones. You're paying a little extra, but it just gives you peace of mind you're not going to waste it or lose it. Anything else? You guys have anything in the comment section you want to... Have you been prepping for a long time, just getting into it? Maybe you've been out for it for like a while, but now you're getting back into the swing of things. I know, it's just been things, it just feels like things are happening faster and faster, but it's good to just slow down and get back to the basics. Like working on a garden, planning for your garden for the year. I want to grow a lot of carrots, onions, like the basics for foods, and then use them for our meals, and then freeze dry whatever's extra.
And also make sure you rotate it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah. That's the reason why we made those pancakes last night, because those were coming up on, I think, 4 years. So we made pancakes. And you can make your own custom ones too. You can put whatever you want in there. Farmers markets. I want to focus on tomatoes this year and make our own tomato powders. You can make your own sauce for your pizzas, your pasta, tomato paste, tomato soup, whatever the case may be. Probably having Forrest Gump moment. Potatoes. Yeah, potatoes are great for stretching meals. So you can, I mean, come on, what you can't do with potatoes. Mashed potatoes, hash browns. Add them to your soups and stews, put them on the side, fry them up. It's just good, happy, filling stuff right there. Yeah, Yeah, be creative. Let us know how it's going. If you do start anything, let us know how it goes, each Sunday. And if you complete a goal, please tell us. I love seeing people succeed and say, hey, I started this, I finished it, I'm so happy. And then we'll say, okay, great, now what's your next one? Yeah, just be consistent. And if you're fortunate enough to have a coin shop near you, visit them and just talk to them, ask them questions. Say, hey, I'm new, or I'm getting back into this, and
Yeah.
what are some of the best options you have for premiums? Rounds, coins. Ask what ratios do they follow, what they think about it. And then hopefully they'll ask you, what brought you in there and what your plans are. Just remember it's long term and use it as an as needed basis. But yeah, let us know what you're doing, what you're working on. And with that being said, thanks for hanging out. We do appreciate you guys and being creative and getting in on this. And we want to see people succeed. Be your own reliant self when it comes to food, metal, being your own bank, being resourceful, and just being your own asset. That's the important thing. So you guys be safe and well. We'll do this